Second to approve item P5 as presented for discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. That motion carries. That concludes the public hearing section of today's meeting. Ms. Baker, any other business?
Hi, sir. So, I believe Ms. Fagan is here, and I'm not sure where Roberto is. I think they're in the other room, so do you have the handouts? And then while you're handing that out, Mr. Pumphrey went back and did the survey that the Board of County Commissioners requested of the drivers, and so while Johanna's handing that out and we're getting those guys out of the closet, Phil, would you please update the board?
And I have something from the sheriff, put in the record.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sheriff Commissioners. We would do the work. I think on the work notice, we found out we will not have enough drivers to do both the Veterans Day and Thanksgiving Day. And in finding that out, we thought that it might be best in consultation with MIACA to see what the board's inclination was for the rest of the calendar year holidays. There are at least Good Friday is one holiday and MLK is another. MLK being a national holiday and, of course, Good Friday being a religious holiday.
So prior to today, there was inclination that there wouldn't be any issues, and so now all of a sudden that they've changed their mind. You can speak.
I think there was some changing of the minds going on.
So we just presented an entire team a resolution recognizing the efforts of Pasco County Road and Bridge for going above and beyond and putting politics aside. And now all of a sudden, because we had some conversation this morning, they want to put their best interests ahead of the interests of the citizens of Pasco County. That's just wrong. I'm sorry, it's wrong. That is wrong.
They're leaving lots of people stranded, not able to get to work.
And I think we should.
That's part of their job.
It's part of their job. And I'm inclined to,
I'm voting no.
I think we should work.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Mariano.
when we first made the change to this, I mean, there were issues that our citizens have dealt with in the past 5 years. And especially for the short term, where maybe they've made plans to go somewhere to do something. Maybe it's family trip, maybe it's just something today for the children they're going to spend. I don't know what it may be, but if they've made plans, I don't think it's right to go push this down on them. Now, I can't wait for the discussion that we can have, that we can actually go back to holiday service, and back to better serve our people, but I'm going to make a motion that we move to reconsider. And what was the item C?
The original motion.
We got to get a second first.
Second.
Discussion, Commissioner Moore?
So I'm just gonna go back to my original thought, if I could, before, and again, just trying to come to a compromise still, is that I understand some people's, I don't want to call it frustration, but concern over doing it 2 weeks from now. I get it. I can understand it. So going back to my original thought, could we go ahead and say, okay, unfortunately in 2 weeks, we're not gonna have service. We weren't scheduled to have service, but the day after Thanksgiving, we go ahead. It should be plenty of time to staff that up. Is that a possibility?
Yes, there is under the several sections of, I believe, the collective bargaining agreement and the career services manual, we have that right.
Thoughts?
I just go back to what we just did. Nobody expected to have the rainfall event that we did. And we had county employees that left their families and spent hours and hours and hours trying to take care of the citizens of Pasco County. They're politicizing this. I'm sorry. That's exactly what they're doing, is politicizing it. And that's not right. That's just not right.
Chairman, may I say something? Kathy Pearson, Public Services. No matter what the vote is today, we would really like some direction on where you would like us to go forward. I've been here for 1.5 years now. There's been complaints all the time that I've been here of not providing enough bus service on holidays. We're here to present that plan to you. We're sorry it was short notice, but we have a new transportation director who's making those changes, who wants to see those things happen, and we need direction from all of you on how you want us to go forward. So if it's not this year, please help us decide whether it's going to be next year or not. Thank you.
Thank you. No, and I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, I don't disagree. I said, we need to have that service going forward and stuff. Again, going back to my just concern was the quick turnaround about the next 2 weeks, but I don't disagree with you that this county needs.
Commissioner Moore, I don't disagree. This could have been handled differently, and we probably should have been a little more proactive. But it's the middle of the week. I find it hard to believe that they have out of county events planned. And then, as I said before, when the rainfall events came, we had county employees that stepped up, and they spent hours and hours responding to the needs of the citizens, and
I could appreciate, listen, I totally appreciate what you're saying. I'm just trying to, I'm kind of in the middle of this here. I mean, as in the middle, I see, I'm sorry, middle as in, I'm kind of, in between, I'm thinking, okay, 2 weeks, I don't know about that, but the 21st, I think they definitely should, we should be working that day. So I don't know if as a board, that's a compromise we can have. I don't know what people's thoughts are.
Mr. Starkey.
Well, I couldn't remember what the second holiday day was. The first one is.
Veterans Day, day after Thanksgiving.
Okay, and that's a Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, no one's going out of town on Wednesday, but what's the other one?
November 27th. It's a Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
Well, I just think that they should be there to help our citizens. And I think that's the right thing. That's what that job's supposed to do, not leave people stranded out on the highway, so.
Does someone know, is the school district running that day?
I was just going to ask, I was just going to say that.
My kids are going to school.
My kids are.
The school bus drivers are running that day.
No, it's not,
They're politicizing this
I
whole
was just going
decision.
to add that.
And I don't disagree that we could have handled it differently, but it's just troubling.
Is there any support?
Well, he seconded it, but I'm voting not to support the motion.
Is there any support
The
about?
motion right now is just to reconsider.
I think you almost have to reconsider because the vote was subject to getting that. So if we're going to do it, I think we have to vote again, basically forcing them to work. Right?
I think either way at this
Either way,
point,
you gotta reconsider.
you'd have to
I think you have to
reconsider your earlier vote.
I don't like
Oh.
it.
And put a clean,
The vote was subject to getting the drivers, and if the drivers won't work, then,
Okay.
Sorry, start over again.
so I'm gonna go ahead and call the motion then that's on the floor, which is to reconsider. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So now I need a motion then.
All right, Mr. Chairman, one more discussion?
Yes. Well,
So the schools are open on that day. So I'll say that I'm okay with that day of work and not the other. Starting for, if you want to start in January, that we start opening up on these holidays, I got plenty of time to plan, plenty of time to set up. I'm okay for the rest of the year going the holidays, I'm okay with that.
so,
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Moore.
So I think I understand, you're thinking the opposite, I would say. You're thinking still having their Veterans Day, but not the day after Thanksgiving, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Oh, okay, so it's just kind of the opposite of what I was saying.
Just because they plan to go away. I mean, a lot of families going to go
Okay,
after
so you're
the
thinking the
holidays,
whole,
whatever.
and I can appreciate
And
it.
what I said with the families, I'm thinking maybe they're going to go somewhere, but the schools are open anyway, so it's not going to affect any family plans that are out there.
Commissioner Moore.
If I could, Philip, again, thank you for everything you brought here, Kathy too. There's no doubt that public transportation, we've got to get back to the level of service we were. And I think we're all in agreement we want to do that. What took me back was 2 weeks' notice on these folks. But, I do kind of agree. I would love to have the service on both, but I think if somebody's going to take off, it's probably going to be over Thanksgiving, not necessarily Veterans Day. And I think if we're going to hit that 2,100 number and you feel pretty confident we can spread the word that it's available because it needs to be. And I think going forward, we need to be proactive, like the chairman said, and let's plan for next year, make sure everybody knows there's no surprises with this. But I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. I know you've made a lot of change since you've been here, and we're going a different direction, so it's very good.
Thank you.
So,
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner
I would
Clark.
like to make a motion that the bus drivers work on both days. I think that's on both of those days.
So your motion is to support staff recommendation?
Yes, I would support the staff recommendation.
I'm going to second the motion.
I think it's important
Any
that
further
our
dis-
residents can get to work.
Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion fails 3-2.
Want to get that on there?
So what's the alternative?
We will bring back at the beginning in January a possible plan for.
I'll make an alternate motion.
Hang on.
I'll move that the residents, the bus drivers work on November 11th, but not on Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, but that we relook at the schedule.
Mr. Chairman, so let me rephrase your motion. You're approving to allow PCBT to increase the service level and provide transportation services on November 11th.
Correct.
Commissioner Maryland?
Yeah, to the motion maker and the seconder. If they come back and they can get enough staff to want to work the day after Thanksgiving, let's say, put everything aside and they get plenty of time to look at it, think about it, and they come back with the staff and they can service that day, I'm okay if they do that. I just didn't want to force it down the throat.
Yeah. So why don't you, if this motion is approved, they can always bring back an agenda item for the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
In 2 weeks.
All right, that's fine.
How about that?
Good.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
So November 11th. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you got time to go work hard.
Thank you.
So Ms. Baker, you put on the dais some additional information?
Correct, sir, this is the walk-on